Several years ago, as a guitarist, I often remember how self-conscious I was. I was conscious about everything, how I sound, how my finger is being placed on the instrument, and my fingering. The height of it was when I was about to do a solo. You can feel the consciousness and how less free I was while creating. Recently, I was thinking about that experience and what made the difference now. Then it occurred to me that each time we can remove a layer of things that we actively have to think about while we create or while we play, we become more free to things at a more advanced level. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Hello there, my name is Phillips Yetunde Precious. I'm excited to introduce to you our guest for today. His name is Emmanuel Daniels, popularly known as E. Daniels. E. Daniels is a handsome, yes, emphasis on the handsome, visually impaired young musician. He's a writer, a producer, and a multi-instrumentalist. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with me.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So please, additional information about yourself. I personally would like to know you more. So tell us.
Okay, so thank you very much. My name is E. Daniels.
Okay.
E for Emmanuel, like you rightly said. So not electric or electronic.
Okay, sir. We got that.
E. Daniels. Okay, so like you rightly introduced, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a multi-instrumentalist, I'm a music producer,
Okay.
and I'm a TV host.
Wow.
And an actor, yeah.
Yes. Wow. I feel like this should be the other way around.
And then I'm from Niger State, Nigeria. What else? Okay.
Nothing else.
For now.
All right. So recently on our platform, we've been exploring the forms of creativity, which includes the analytical, inventive, and we're doing this so that our viewers, and of course those that will be reading on our page, will be able to explore the different kinds of creative process we have. Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you, sir, what is the creative process behind a song or a rhythm or a solo piece you play on your guitar?
Well, creative process. For me, it has started since. So let me just give a background of my musical journey. Okay. So I was born into practically a music home.
All right.
Yeah. So virtually everybody in the house sings and maybe play one instrument or the other. Though I think I took it upon myself to do it more and better and more professionally.
Okay.
Yeah. So going back, I would say I was born into this thing. Now, in the family I was born into, it was generally a creative space for me because on its own, you can just be hearing singing from all around the house. Mommy sings too, you understand that kind of stuff, and then she'll gather all of us around to sing and all of that. And even if nobody's singing in the house, there's a music playing somewhere.
Wow.
So we're born into that creative space. But as I grew up, I discovered that aside that, I needed to push beyond what was obtainable. Right. And then started getting materials for myself to get better at this thing I was doing. So I just joined everything together that I have learned and has informed my music from childhood to form my creative process. It really doesn't have to be anything specific.
Okay.
It's, for me, generally, basically putting together all that I've been able to hear since I've been growing up and all of that. Yeah, so it forms and sums up your
creative process.
Yeah.
Wow.
For my solo, and I'm a lover of clean and good music. So
of course,
yeah.
we
so
definitely know
trust
that.
I will not just listen to anything.
Certainly. So can we say that your creative source is from your background and all?
Definitely.
Wow. Like I mentioned earlier, Ada, you're a multi-instrumentalist, right?
Yes.
And you play the piano, the drum, the guitar, which is one of your favorite instruments. Am I correct?
Yes, one of. Thank God you said one of. Yeah.
Of course. So where does the musicality come from?
Okay, so, well, for me, I think it's a gift that I discovered I had.
Okay.
It was a gift. Because I really did not. Okay, so for the piano, why I would say it was a gift for me is for the piano, I didn't have a teacher. Yes, I didn't have anybody who taught me how to play the piano. So we used to have a music teacher in school, then back in primary school, and he will come teaching us the piano and every other musical instrument that was available and all of that. I remember I used to be the drummer in school then.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point I felt like, okay, there were more than one drummer in school. So let me go and join the piano, at least the piano class, to learn something different. To add to what I already know and I already have. So I went to the piano class one of the days, and it got to my turn to play the piano and all of that. And well, let me say he honestly, because he was just being honest.
Okay.
He honestly said, "Please, I feel you should just go back to your drums. Your fingers are not good enough for the piano and all of that." I remember how I felt, as little as I was. Then I felt so discouraged. I felt so, because the enthusiasm I came with to learn the piano and all of that, it just dashed everything. And
into the mud.
Let me just go back to my drums. And so I went back. I was playing the drums for them, and they were playing the piano and all of that. So what I started doing was, after the class, they will all leave. Thanks be to God, I was the music prefect.
Glory.
Yeah, glory. So they will all leave the music class and all of that, and I will go and sit on the piano alone and be finding the notes myself. So, and thanks be to God, I'm good with notes on the musical notes and all of that, and I can retain sounds that I hear. So I was finding out by myself and all of that. So long story cut short, I taught myself to play the piano. The guitar, my elder brother started learning the guitar, and he learned just 3 chords. And those 3 chords were the chords he taught me before he left back to school and dropped the guitar at home. So I practically taught myself how to play the guitar. So it's a talent that I discovered I had early, and then I just harnessed it as it got to a point. So.
Wow, that's awesome. I wish I would give myself this kind of enthusiasm and go all out and learn.
Give it a try. It works.
I'll try. So for some people, they think that creativity is mainly magical, or a eureka moment of explosive ideas, or a divine moment of brilliance. But what is creativity and art blend, a principle to be discovered? What exactly is it?
Okay, so I'll start by saying that if you feel you have to learn this thing, I would encourage that you should, because there are places where they teach how these things are done. They teach how you get into those creative processes and spaces and get those ideas out. Yeah. Okay. And if you would have to, I would encourage that you should look out for these places and learn. And like you said, there are some that it just comes to them magical and naturally. And somehow I feel like I fall into that category because I really don't struggle to get into that space and get my music created, my sounds created, and all of that. And it's a gift from God, like I've been saying initially, and I don't take it for granted. So for me, it's just being around, listening to the right stuff at the right time, and sitting down and just think of something, and it just comes. And basically, one thing that works for me again is being around like minds.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Being around like minds, especially musicians like myself, producers like myself, people who understand sounds like myself. It doesn't take much time for me to get into that space, and we come up with fire.
Wow, that's awesome.
By the grace of God,
of course.
Also, yeah, he's made it easier. So
okay, speaking of like-mindedness, is that what Limitless is about?
Yes, Limitless theme is a team of like-minded people. Okay. Yes, like-minded people, creatively like-minded people. Let me say it again, creatively like-minded. Exactly. Every member of the Limitless team is in one way or the other super creative, talented and creative. Wow. And they've been able to put together their crafts to become, they can stand alone as individuals. Wow. And we can come together as a group and do something beautiful. Yes. That's awesome. So have you at any time in any point in your life felt where you were not creatively ready for a particular work or a rendition or anything in particular, especially music? Yes, those moments can come. Those moments come. I think I have, especially. So it's not as if I'm not ready, because even in the midst of whatever it is I'm feeling, if I still take up whatever it is I'm supposed to do, I'll still do it excellently, as long as. Yes. But it's just about how I'm feeling that day. So I would say yes, maybe moments where I'm stressed. Okay. Like moments where I'm just the body is. I really just need time to rest and all of that. But even in those same period or moments, if I still push, something will still come out. Of course. Yes, something will still come out. But basically for me, it's moments when I'm stressed. I don't want to just, because I feel like I am stressing my brain too much. So yeah, that time, so nothing would really come out. Exactly. Not like nothing will really come out, but it won't come out as much as I would love it to. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, that's bringing me to another question. My God. Sorry. So there's this thing, when you're trying to create something, there's the imaginative part of it where you can, you're in your mind, right? You know what you want to do, but physically carrying that out can require a lot. So how do you translate what you've imagined, in your mind about how a music, a song, or whatever is supposed to go, and how do you translate that physically? Okay, so first of all, for me, for my creation of music, especially for production, once I'm able to imagine it, the sound, and I'm done creating the sound, I first of all create the sound in my head. Like, I picture what I want to hear about that particular music in my head, first of all. And once I'm able to do that successfully, it saves me more time when I come on my workstation working. Oh. Okay. That's what it does for me, because I already know what I want to hear. I already know the sounds in my head. I already know what samples to use and all of that. The only thing that might take my time is, okay, I'm trying to look for those particular samples. Okay. And if I don't find them, we'll still there and spend time. But not because I don't know what to do with them. Okay. Or not because I don't know what to play at that particular. So the job has already been done in my head, first of all. And that's why I said it saves me a lot of time. Once I can get my samples, I'm looking for my workstation and all of that stuff, we're good to go. Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, so we can say now that for you to be creative, effectually or effectively,
there's the
It starts
internal
from the mind.
aspect, and then you
Starts
must
from
be
the mind.
prepared externally,
Yes.
so
To
you'll
work.
be able to translate. Yes, wow. So the external work is the external translation is the work you have to put in to bring what you've imagined, right? If I'm
Definitely.
understanding what you're saying.
Definitely.
Okay, that's great. So I want to ask personally a question for me.
Okay.
What is the most creative work you've ever done?
Woo! Wow, this is a big. What's the most creative work I've ever done?
Yes, sir.
Music, creative work. Okay, so I would say 2 jobs actually.
Okay.
That I did, and I'm like, whoa, okay, this came out like almost perfect the way I
wanted it to be.
Yes. So I did a fiber job for a client in the UK.
Okay.
Yes. It was a style of music that I have never imagined producing in my life.
Okay.
So it was this black American kind of
song.
jam, yeah. So all the while I always think, how do these people do this thing? Like, how do they come about this thing and all of that? But funny enough, she just sent me a voice note of what she wanted.
Okay.
She just sent me, so it's not like she she sent me a sample of what it sounds like and all of that. No, she just sent me a voice note. Okay, this is what I want this to sound like. Dum, 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 dum. This is what I want. And I just sat down like, oh God, okay. So how do we do this? And I just slept over it, and in my imaginary process,
yes,
where the work starts from.
Of course, internally.
Exactly. I got all of the sounds in my head I wanted to use, and funny enough, I think I had everything ready on my workstation, and we're set to work, and the job came out brilliantly.
Awesome.
Brilliantly. And the second one is, I think, sometime last year, I produced a song for an artist called DJ Rhymes. I was featured in that song. It's titled Fly.
Okay.
The song's titled Fly.
Okay.
The job came out the way I wanted it.
The
way I wanted it. And a notable producer even commented on the song, and I'm like,
yeah,
we're headed somewhere.
Of course.
And it's been, I've had other notable jobs out that I've done also, but you said, at least for me, the ones I can pinpoint and all of that. So at least the ones that stand out for me in my creative process that I've done, these are the two.
The 2 works you've done.
These are the 2.
Okay. You're a gospel artist.
Yeah.
That's we all know. So can you say that God inspires, or has there been any work you've done that God gave you a direct inspiration of how the creative process for that work would be like?
So, this question, first of all, let me establish that God is the basic inspiration. Like, God is my basic source of inspiration. Aside every other thing that follows. So even the whole imaginary process and how it starts for me in my head and all of that, it is God who gives the ideas. It is God, and I think that is a way of just Him making my job effortless for me, because there are a lot of people who, until they get on their workstation, they start wanting to put one or two together, and as the work is progressing, but for me, it's like I said, it already starts in my head, so it saves my time. So God is my basic and ultimate inspiration.
As a gospel artist, have you ever had a direct inspiration on how the creative process of a song is to be like from God?
Okay, so for me personally, God is my ultimate inspiration. However you want to see it, however you want to take it, is the ultimate and optimum inspiration.
Optimum.
And maximum. So there's, aside every other thing. So I think every inspiration I get, He's the one that has given. So it doesn't really have to be dramatic, maybe in a dream or in any way. I see every inspiration that comes to me as a God-given inspiration. And like I said, while I was talking about my imaginary process, first of all, I think that it's a way he has made my job easy for me. So I don't really have to think much when it's time for me to work, because the major work has been done in my head and all of that. So he takes care of that. So direct inspiration of a particular song, I cannot say now. Maybe something dramatic has not happened yet. But I still wish for such to get into such realms and experiences where I have the angels coming to, okay, so for this note, this side of the song, play ton 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 ton. All right. I hope I really let me say such realms, and I know I'll get into them.
Of course. Yeah. It's certainly for sure. So you stated, like you were speaking, that there was a time where you had to go through a learning process. Yeah, so sure. How do you get to that point where you can creatively express yourself on an instrument?
So first things, learn the instruments. Like you said, yes. Okay. Learn the instruments. First of all, make sure you have an interest in the instrument. Like don't just go and don't. My goofy self. So you don't just take an instrument because every other person is playing an instrument, and you have to first of all be interested in that particular instrument. Yes. So your interest will do you good in how fast and how well you learn that instrument. So get to learn the instrument, be interested in it, learn it very well, and then be comfortable around the instrument. Be comfortable with the instrument. Be comfortable playing the instrument, and just have a basically have comfortable atmosphere around you. Yes, it really helps your creative process. Not toxic, not let not be anything that will not make you express yourself at all. So let the atmosphere around you be super comfortable. You can talk if it's not. Just take a walk. Be expressive. If you're on stage and you can't hear yourself because of one reason or the other, speak to the sound engineer. Let your instrument not be too loud though, because there are some people that they only just want to hear themselves. Because you need to play as a team, especially if you are playing with a band or something. But at least you should be able to hear yourself. Feedback is very important. So be comfortable. Make sure the instrument you are playing is pretty good. Make sure the instrument is pretty good. Like
it's in good condition.
Yes, in a very good working condition. So it's not something you're struggling to all of that. For guitarists, your strings are well placed. Your guitar is in a good condition. Your piano, same thing, and all of that. And basically, you can really ultimately ask God for inspiration and ideas on how to go about your solo, your play, your whatever. God hears and he answers prayers, and he really gives creative ideas, like crazily creative. You will not you won't believe what you'll be playing at the end of the day. You won't believe what So trust God for inspiration. Get your instruments, learn them very well, be very comfortable with them, be in a very comfortable atmosphere, and you fire.
Wow, that's good enough for anyone who really wants to know how to creatively express themselves on any instrument. Thank you so much, E. Daniels, for being here with us.
Thank you, Precious.
You're going to give us your social media handles. So, of course, somebody like myself can follow you.
Okay, so before I do that, I also want to add that, please, as a musician, try to always think out of the box to make your sound different. Your sound sounds different. to help you sound unique, to help you sound different, even if it's just a note that makes sense, so not just anything. Just
kind of thing.
think out of the box to just add spice to your music and just find your uniqueness, and you're off to the next level. That's what the world's looking for right now.
Yeah.
For my social media handles, I'm eDaniels on all of the social media platforms.
Okay.
Instagram, I am eDaniels. Facebook, I am eDaniels. YouTube, same.
Thank you so much. Thank you. As you like, comment, also share with the hashtag Partel Music. See you next time. Bye.